Yesterday we did a story, and the story was in regards to the exposure on one member of parliament of Mumias East, Honorable Peter Kalero Salasya. Peter Salasya has been accused of being a project by the state to disrupt the Gen Z votes into 2027 general election and also to divide the Mulembe Nation votes, who are most of them following the footsteps and believing in their current leader, the Trans Nzoia governor, George Natembeya, who is the leader of the Tawe movement and also a governor under the DAPK party, which is Eugene Wamalwa's party. According to Maverick Aoko, she revealed that Peter Salasya was given an amount of 40 million by Rutos State House co-patroller Katito Olematip. Olematip. And apart from Katito, Kato, he also received an amount of over 500 million Kenyan shillings from one Oscar Sudi. And the whole game that they are playing is the game of dividing the Gen Z vote, because they believe that the Gen Z is united in the year 2027, then William Ruto won't have a chance. Now, apart from the fight that happened yesterday, other bloggers and other content creators have come up with the different details exposing one Peter Salasya. Some of them includes one Francis Gaido and also one of the most confidential and one of the most trusted bloggers in the 254, Cyprian Nyakundi. Now, to start with, I will start with the info given to us by one Francis Gaido. This is what Gaido says. Webuya MP, is it Mumias East MP Peter Salasya is a shameless conman and a political clown, peddling laughable dreams of a presidential bid that's dead on arrival. This is a man who swindled young web developers out of Kenya shillings 800,000, juggling fake tenders with forged documents. Proof of his deceitful character, Salasya's antics propped up by outgoing President William Ruto as a desperate attempt to mimic Morara Kebaso's campaign with recycled Moi-era divisive tactics. These stunts are as outdated as they are doomed. Ruto, wake up to 2025's reality. You are tired. Divide. You are tired. Divided rule playbook won't save you. Focus on limping through your tenure, because the revolution is coming to sweep you out, regardless of the clowns you bankroll. Honorable Oscar Sudi, basking in the fading glow of his political relevance, is seen bragging about paying Salasya to back Gachagwa's impeachment in the video below, exposing Salasya as a deep state puppet. His time is up. When Ruto falls, Sudi's lost glory will vanish with him. The people see through these charades. Salasya is a fraud. Sudi's has been, and Ruto's schemes are relics of a boogeyman era. The revolution will not be distracted. Now, looking at this, one Cyprian Nyakundi also came up in support of what Francis Gaido says. And this is what Cyprian Nyakundi said. Gaido, I know this story well, and the guys he conned. I have asked them to send you all the info, including the evidence. Now, let's sit down and look at this in another perspective. Yesterday, when Maverick Aoko broke this story, a lot of people said that Maverick Aoko is jealous of Peter Salasya. But let me tell you one thing. Peter Salasya, he himself revealed to the people of the Republic of Kenya that he only gets 18,000 from his monthly salary as a member of parliament due to the deduction that he undergoes. Now, the question that we have all been asking ourselves: how can a first term member of parliament who had nothing at the time that he had started off his, when he won the seat as the member of parliament of Mumias East, had nothing? How can he have the money to bankroll his presidential campaign bid? Because as we speak, Peter Salasya is transversing the coastal region as he prepares to start a nationwide tour to popularize his bid for presidency in the year 2027. President William Ruto is a political genius and a political con, and not him alone, also people around him. And if there are people that President William Ruto is scared of, are the young youth of the Republic of Kenya, because he knows the moment that they unite and decide to vote against him in the year 2027, then he, Ruto, won't have a chance in the elections of the year 2027. So to have a divided front for the youths in the year 2027, he has to give them somebody that they resonate with. The madness and the games of one Peter Salasya made him a famous name and an household name in the country. But this is what William Ruto wanted. Somebody that resonates with the youth, somebody that the youth might think he is capable, and they can vote him in the year 2027. Remember what happened back in the year 2022 when one the Roots Party leader, Professor George Ojakoya, came to vie for the presidency. A lot of young men and women who believed that cannabis should be legalized in the country voted for the guy, and he was number 3 in that election. What did that tell us? That tells us that if Peter Salasya's antics, which he has been deploying several days, day in, day out, resonates with the youth because of his sherehe things and all that, then those that resonate with him, mostly being the Gen Zs, will go ahead to vote for him. And Ruto believes that if this man is funded fully, then he can be able to divide the votes of the Gen Zs. Now let's look at it also in another dimension. In the Mulembe Nation, the kingpin of the Mulembe Nation currently is none other than George Natembeya. And if the Mulembe Nation votes as a bloc, together with the Mount Kenya region, the both of them voting as a bloc, these are the two largest communities that we have in the 254. If these people vote as a bloc against President William Ruto, he won't stand a chance in the 2027 general election. So to have the votes of these two blocs not united, he has to plant in individuals who will seek the presidential seat in the year 2027. And who is more fit to divide the Luya votes than Peter Salasya, who is the first-time member of parliament and resonates with the youth, mostly because he has also been delivering on his head as a member of parliament of Mumias East. So, and let me tell you, the reason why we see these as it has been told is because Peter Salasya and one George Natembeya, they both come from one party. That is the DAPK party, the Eugene Wamalwa's party. This is the party that sponsored Peter Salasya to vie for the member of parliament of Mumias East in the year 2022. And he won using this party. So the question is, if this is the party that made you a member of parliament, why don't you popularize this party? Why don't you go ahead to vie with this same party for the presidential bid if you want to become a president? And let me remind you another thing. First and foremost, Peter Salasya was not eyeing the presidential seat. He started by fronting his campaign for the gubernatorial seat of Bungoma. He started by fighting with Governor Fernandez Barasa. They were arguing and fighting over the leadership and the gubernatorial seat of the region. But as days went by, Peter Salasya on 28th of April, out of the blues, the man declares that he will be vying for the presidency. How should we take that? I now side with what Aoko said, that Peter Salasya is a project to divide the Gen Z vote and the Luya votes. What is your take? Leave a comment on the comment section. See you in our next video. This is the Kenyan Daily Report.